Okay, so today's question is in the realm of relationships again. Where am I overgiving? Where am I overgiving? Where am I overgiving? So we've been talking about relationships in the last couple of tarot spreads, and one was, is there something that I need to know, even if it hurts me? And that came out highly concentrated in relationships. So let's continue. Where am I overgiving? Where am I over? What is my neighbor doing? Oh my God, all I hear is banging. Ooh, we got a flipper here with wands. You know what? I'm gonna do what I did the last time. It flipped over. 10 of Wands. You see the heaviness of that card? Where am I overgiving? Where am I overgiving? I don't know what they're doing, moving furniture or something. So I don't usually do the flip cards with this tarot deck because it's very slippery. When I do readings, for myself or others or something, I find like cards will fly out all over the place. So I usually don't take it. But just like the last reading, the Three of Swords, the heartbreak card flipped over and showed me. And here we are talking about relationships again. And the 10 of Wands flipped over and showed me. So I'm going to keep it to the side. Okay, where am I overgiving? Let's get back to the question. That's what you're here for. If you are here, it's because Spirit guided you to be here, because you've been asking questions about relationships, about your relationships. Could be romantic, could be friendships, could be family relationships. Something has guided you here. Okay, that's how it works. That's how it works. All right, I think that's good. Where am I overgiving? All right, let's see what we got. Let's roll the sleeves up. I have my pendulum in case I need clarification. I mean, we're having this human experience, right? So it's all about relationships. Ooh, 6 of Swords. Interesting. Oh, 6 of Cups. Yeah, that. And the Lovers. Okay. Interesting. All right. So we're asking about where you're overgiving. And obviously, right away, you are carrying the heavy burden of all of the energy in your romantic relationships. Because Lovers is, not always about romantic relationships, depending on the question. But I mean, if you're asking about romantic relationships and the Lovers card comes out, then yeah, we're in the area of romance. That's where we're at, right? And we have 6s here. Now 6s are about perseverance, and you are trying to persevere in your romantic relationship. So you are giving a lot, right? You are overgiving. You are carrying the heavy weight here in your romantic relationships. Maybe you're the one who does more. You're the one who's always scheduling the dates, making sure that you're having the conversations, checking in and making sure everything's okay, going out of your way to take care of, your partner, and you're not taking care of yourself, So we have Swords now. Swords could be like challenges and truths. So you have your back. I look a lot at the imagery of the cards, not just the meaning, the general meanings of the cards. So the imagery is really important. And so the Swords are behind you, and you have your back turned again away from them. And here she's cradling the moon, and the moon is about our emotions, and it is about it could be about our subconscious, like our deep intuitive feelings that we have. But there's a lot of Swords. There's a lot of truths and challenges here that maybe you don't want to look at. And you want to move past it, right? You want to move past it. And there may be something about you holding on to, because here we have another 6, right? And 6 of Cups is about nostalgia. Okay, so you could be dreaming about the beginning of your relationship, right? I know a lot of people who will be like, oh my God, in the beginning, I'm just going to say he, because I talk to more women in general than men, but he was so romantic and he was so thoughtful, and he would set up these dates and I didn't have to do anything, and he would give me gifts on my birthday that were so beautiful, or bring me flowers just because. So there's a lot of nostalgia here, right, about the romantic relationship. But because the 10 of Swords, the 10s are about completion, and at the end of the journey, and swords are about our passion and our energy and everything we put into it. But if you look at her and you look at her closely, she's got heavy weight on her. She does not have a look on her face of ease and being, in joy. You see that she's got a lot of heavy weight that she's been carrying. So I'm getting the hit from my question that you've been carrying the weight of this relationship. You have been giving away too much of your power to the relationship. That's where you're overgiving. You are completely focused on your partner and you're neglecting yourself. You're neglecting some truths. You're neglecting some of the challenges. You're dreaming about a happier time of when you guys were happy and everything was wonderful. Listen, the first 2 years of any relationship is basically the honeymoon period, and things are wonderful. When you're the newness, the excitement, the passion, the endorphins are going, that is, you're in love with the idea of being in love and all of that feels like. But as my father always says, Monday morning always comes, right? If you're in the relationship long enough, that Monday morning comes, and Monday morning is responsibilities, getting the kids up for school, paying the bills, making sure the mortgage is covered, who's got the kids after work, who's, a birthday's coming up, who's got to buy the gifts for the in-laws and all of this stuff, and your responsibilities, and the fun, joy that is over. And that's just the natural way that things happen. That's when the opportunity presents itself for the deeper love to come in, right? Because we can't sustain on the newness of a relationship, because nothing else would get done, because all you'd want to do is be in bed with your new love and, watching movies, laughing, making love, eating food, being sensual, and you'd get nothing else done, right? So that's just not the way it works. You have to kind of move to the next stage of the relationship, which is when the responsibilities come, and that's when a lot of people can't sustain it, that 3-4 year mark. That's when they say, okay, I'm out of here because it's just too much for me. Now, none of this is saying that this is a relationship that you have to leave. I'm not getting all of that. The question is, where are you overgiving? And you are overgiving to your partner, and you're carrying, and you're starting to feel all the heaviness of it. So what you need to first do is just be aware of it. Can you see that is what's going on in your relationships? How you are the one who's giving all, and maybe your partner is taking advantage of that situation, and you're wishing for an earlier time in your relationship when you felt maybe it was more equal, that there was more give and take, that I'm saying he only because I'm she, and that's how I'm relating it, but this can apply to, you switch it around if you're a man who's listening to this and you're the one who's overgiving, because that does happen. There are men who are the overgivers and the women who are the takers. It's not always one way. But there are some truths that you have to turn around and look at, that you're trying to get away from. There's some challenges, maybe things and conversations that you don't want to have, but you need to have them, because if you want the relationship to be sustained and you're giving too much of yourself to your partner and you're not enough, you're going to burn yourself out. And that's when illnesses happen, accidents happen, we get exhausted and we need to rest. And you're exhausted because you're overgiving and you're not filling up your own cup. So have the conversation, start removing all the giving that you're giving to your partner. See what happens. Start giving it to yourself. And you'll be surprised when you shift the energy, how that other person who lays next to you at night, every night in bed goes, something's going on here. Something is shifted, and see what happens. You know, this is not about breaking up. This is not about an ending of a relationship. This is all about that you are giving too much of yourself to the relationship and the other person isn't. It's not equal and it's exhausting you. So you have to shift that. And you're the only one who can do it. Okay? So let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear what you think. You can share your own experience if you want. It's a safe space. You know, if anybody says anything rude to anybody, I will just hide the comment and delete it. I don't put up with that stuff. If you see something I'm not seeing, please let me know. Open to all comments, and also, you know, just take care of yourself. That's the big message that I'm getting here right now. You need to fill your own cup up. You need to take care of yourself. You are exhausting yourself with all your energy on someone else. All right, I hope you like it. Let me know, and I would love it if you would subscribe and comment and like. Okay, everybody, have a great one. And like I said, take care of yourselves and stay safe out there. All right, bye.